Okay, so this is going to be me reading from my blog, basically verbatim. And my blog post is called Briefly Breaking Down the Debt Ceiling. I'm going to explain to you how this whole debt ceiling thing has been going and how it all has gone down so far. So here's what's happened. This year, Congress would have to raise the debt ceiling, or America would default on its debts and lose its, super awesome credit rating for the first time in history. Raising the debt ceiling it's pretty routine, perhaps lamentable event. It's happened. The government has done it dozens of times before, in the background with not many people noticing. But this time it's different because Republicans control Congress, and the Republican Party has been infiltrated by a bunch of know-nothing Tea Partiers, and of course Obama is the devil. So they have demanded that in order for the debt ceiling to be raised, there has to be serious deficit reduction in the budget or something like that. Also, America and Obama is certainly the devil. All right, you with me so far? So the Democrats, they said, hey, we want to do that too. Let's get our fiscal house in order. Reducing the deficit is a good thing. Experts say that the best way to do this is we cut spending and then you increase taxes. Actually, they didn't say that. They said increasing revenues because it sounds better, but it's close enough. They wanted to match every cut in spending with an increase in taxes on the rich. Dollar for dollar, 1-to-1 ratio. Republicans said, no way, fuck that, and fuck what the experts say. Obama's the devil, and now is the time. Now is not the time to raise taxes on the rich. We're in the middle of a recession. For fuck's sake, you stupid fucking liberals. It's probably created by Obama. Most likely he is the devil, and it's hard to you can't really remember past 2009. It's all Obama. So instead they argued we should cut from nanny state programs like Social Security, Medicare, the FAA, the NPR, and the National Endowment for the Arts. Of course, you can't cut from the biggest chunk of our budget, like 60, 70%, national defense, because only pussies would do that. There is no ceiling for military spending. You can spend all the fuck you want. The money for military spending it exists in a different fucking sphere. Also, rich people they can't afford to pay more taxes because they're the job creators. You stupid liberals. Remember the last time we let the rich keep more of their money and they created all those jobs? We're pretty sure it happened. I mean, it's hard to remember past 2009, but it fucking happened, right? So those spineless Democrats were like, hey, we're all about compromise, and you make some good points. We can't piss off our corporate masters on Wall Street too much. So here's the deal we'll pretend to be really pissed off about, but we'll go along with it anyway. How do you like this? Let's make it a 3-to-1 ratio. For every dollar of tax increase, we'll do $3 of spending cuts. That's pretty good, right? And the Republicans were like, did you hear me, bitch? There's not going to be any tax increase on anybody, especially rich people. And we're getting our fucking Social Security and Medicare cuts, god damn it. So the Democrats, as usual, they assumed the position, they bent over and they said, hey, okay. Here's the deal. We'll cut trillions in spending over the next decade. And instead of tax increases, we're just gonna like eliminate tax loopholes that like allow rich people and corporations to not pay taxes. Okay, that's fair enough, right? But here's what we want in return. Instead of cutting things like Social Security and Medicare, we'll cut things that just don't make sense, such as oil subsidies. Like, there's no point in giving Americans money away to oil companies when they're extremely profitable to begin with, year after year. More profits. They can just keep going up. That's a pretty good deal, right? You know, are you getting hard yet? Indeed, the Republicans they were getting very hard because they knew they had this in the bag. They dropped their pants. They stuck the tip in, and they said, "You're gonna love this. Here's what we're gonna do. Fuck you, hard, and you're gonna take it, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna pretend you don't like it, but you'll love it. Here's our compromise. We're gonna cut spending a lot, and you're gonna take it, and that's it because that is what you do in the middle of a recession. If we hear another word about taxes, if you mention it one more time, we're gonna stick it in the other fucking hole, and it's not gonna be gentle this time. Do you not hear us the first time when we stated our position? Because the Republicans, they don't back down, so that's what they said. And being the submissive partner, Democrats, they secretly enjoyed bending over and getting into position. But they still kind of like wanted to help the country and stuff. So like, yeah, we like that. That's pretty hot. Pull our hair when you shove it in, stick your fingers in our mouths, and just choke us. If we even try to mention Texas again, just choke us out. But they said, Democrats, they say, how about we make more sensible cuts? We're going along with this. You're pulling our hair, your fingers are in our mouths. How about instead of like robbing people of Social Security, could we maybe stop, starting so many wars? Maybe reduce some of the money in that area where we spend most of our money. And the Republicans, they just said, you're gonna do what we want, bitch. Stop acting like you're trying, like you have a say in anything. And the Democrats, they're like, dude, that feels pretty good, and we like it rough. But what about what happens to the country? And the Republicans, they responded, they said, listen, bitch, when I want your opinion, I'll tell it to you. Even if the country defaults, it's not like anything will happen. Interest rates might just go up on everything. It's kind of like a tax increase, but it's just interest rates going up. Big deal. Here's our final offer. You do what we want to do, which is, we're going to keep the government running until next spring. And then we can have this fight again. And then that way, Obama, he's going to look bad going into the election while the economy continues to just fucking tank. So then, you know, leading up to where we are right now, and we'll see how this ends, but this is the ending that we have right now. So Obama went on TV and he tried to evoke a spirit of compromise and ask the people get involved by telling politicians what they want. And Representative Boehner, he followed up on TV with a Republican response, and he said, Obama is an asshole, and he's ruining our country. Also, Obama's the devil. The end.